Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. It is now closed. The Patreon competition Trick or Treat is closed. There will be a winner announced in due course and solution videos prepared by the Skunkworks who created the puzzles. Brilliant stuff from them, as always. Some 6x6 puzzles that were just enormous fun. I remember one comment from someone saying, yet again, I was misled. I thought 6x6 puzzles, they'll be too easy. They won't be entertaining. I was completely wrong. Excellent. They were really good. There's always extra content on Patreon, so my crossword for the month is out. Loads of other stuff going up there. Do check it all out. Along with our apps, we try and keep our patrons happy, we try and keep our app customers happy, and we get the job done according to the reviews. Line Sudoku app is the latest addition to the stable. It's got 40 puzzles already. There will be an update during October to bring another 10. And that'll get it up to 50, and then it'll gradually ascend each month to 100. So we are loving what people are saying already about the puzzles on the app. Some of the best constructors in the world, so it's hardly surprising, but it's going very well. There's also gas apps amongst our stable, but do check them out on the links under the video, where you'll also find the way to get hold of Sven's SUDOKU pad, or indeed our merchandise, if you fancy some of that. But the first link is to this puzzle, Heisenberg by Randall, obviously named after the creator of the famous uncertainty principle, he says, because he heard about it in a crossword once. Let's do the rules, because the rules of this are fabulous. I have been longing to try this. So, normal Sudoku rules apply. So we're going to put 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. That's how it works. Along an arrow, digits sum up to the number in the circle, so those two cells will add up to the same as that one. Fair enough, all normal so far. And there's an inequality sign, which is sort of pointing at the lower digit. I mean, you can treat this as a less than sign. This number is less than this one. But the meat of this puzzle is on the arrows as well, which aren't just arrows, but they're build your own X sums clues. Digits along an arrow are an X sum clue, saying that the following X digits in the direction of the arrow sum up to the clue, where X is the first cell in that direction. Now, I will explain this further in a minute. I'm going to complete the rule. 2 cell arrows, I think, and they're not all 2 cell arrows. 2 cell arrows are double-digit clues. The nearest digit to the arrow circle is the tens digit, followed by the units digit. Now, what this is saying is that if, for instance, you had 1 and 3 there, which would have put 4 in the circle, but for the purposes of the X sums clue, that number is 13, and it's pointing this way. So I'm just going to colour those. That 13 is pointing down the red line. And what it's saying is that whatever number is here, let's say that's a 4, that the next 4 cells we're pointing at, because of that 4, will add up to 13, including the 4 itself. So these 4 cells I've highlighted would add up to 13. I mean, this is a fascinating rule. You can see that from the way the arrows are pointing, there's going to be some recursion going on. But I don't know how it's going to play out, and I'm really fascinated. There are 1 cell arrows, and obviously that's a 1-digit total. Say if this was a 9, that is saying that in this direction you get 9. If that was a 3, those 3 cells add up to 9. I mean, it's a genius idea. We've got so few markings in the grid that I just can't imagine how it's going to work. I'm really looking forward to it. Give it a try yourself if you fancy this sort of thing. I suspect you may need to kind of keep tabs in your head quite hard on this one. Don't know. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. What an idea. Now, how do we start it though? Where is the break-in on this crazy idea? Because all of the 2 cell arrows, they're all very well, and that's kind of a relief in terms of the size of the number that an X sum can be, but it doesn't actually help with arrows as arrow clues. Right, I think it's about this central cell. Look how this is getting pointed to. Firstly, oh no, I don't know. Now I'm looking at this arrow. Okay, let's start with the central cell. That's being pointed at immediately, and it is therefore the X for both of those arrows. Okay, so this is not a 1, because they would need to be a 1, because you'd be counting one cell containing 1, the X sum clue would be 1, and you'd have to have a 1 there as well. So this is not a 1. So let's just put in all of the other digits for fun. Now, the number of digits you can count going this way is only 5 maximum, so that's really restricted us hard straight away. Now, we can't put a 5 in this cell, because then we'd be adding, from this clue, we'd be adding all of these, and the top 3 would have to add up to at least 6. And if you had a 5 there, you've passed the 2-digit number rules, capabilities. So that is 2, 3, or 4. Now, I think there is also a beautiful reason why it's not 2. And that is because these numbers are different. And why am I saying that? Well, let's say this is, let's just do letters. This is X. That didn't work. This is X, there we go, and this is Y. If that was a 2, Y would be adding those 2. Oh, it's fine. I thought there was a problem. I don't think there is a problem. I thought we were going to get the same total. Sorry, that's okay. Sorry, 2, you're back in the frame. Right, that central digit is a 2, 3, or 4. So, could we really add 4 digits in both directions? Let's colour these. Yellow there and blue there. If we added those 4, you could have a 1 and a 2 in these cells. And then you could have, the only way to keep these different, as soon as you have even a 2 there, say, if you have a 4 here, you've got to have a 2, 1 pair, and then the blues all add up to 9, you've got to fill in a 9 there. Now the only way you can not fill in a 9 here is by having an 8, 4, 1, and again 2, 1. And these numbers on these arrows are now 12 and 21. Oh, and one of them is pointing at a 1 clue, and that's rubbish. Yeah, these two cells can't be 1. They can't even be 2. That's quite interesting. They can't be 1 or 2 because they are the X for that clue and that clue respectively, which are 2-digit numbers. And if either of these was a 2 as an X, adding to that, they're not going to get to a 2-digit number. So these are at least 3. Yeah, we really do have recursion. We have things bouncing back and across all the time. And of course, these two are the same. They're acting on this clip. Oh, it's so strange. I really probably need to just go quiet, make a deduction, and then tell you about it. Well, it's not really my way. Oh, right. Well, these are quite big numbers. This can't be a 4 anymore because we said they would have to be 2 and 1. Can it even be a 3? And the answer is no, because if that was a 3, these would have to be at least 4 and 5. Oh, it's nearly possible, but it's not quite possible. If this was a 3, these would have to be at least 4 and 5. 3, 5, you'd have to have a 1 so you could put a 9 there. But in the other direction, you'd then have 3, 4, you're not allowed another 1 in the same row, and you're not allowed another 9 in the same row down here. I don't think that can be a 3. I think, despite what I claimed at the beginning about it couldn't be a 2, it's a 2. And we're adding, therefore, that plus that to give 5, 6, 7, or 8 here, and the same here. Now, let me just give you a word of explanation of why this can't be a 7, because on this clue, it's adding those digits, and there aren't 7. There's only a maximum of 6. Now these also can't be, for exactly the same reason going up the grid. Oh no, this isn't an X. No. This isn't an X. Yes, it is. It's effectively an X here, because these are the same digits as appear in their circles. And this is an X for this clue. So this one can't be more than 7. So we can take 8 out of those cells. Now, what now? Now let's look again going down. Right, going down the grid to answer this clue. This could be a 3. 3 plus 2 plus... Oh no, it couldn't. Oh, that's really weird. Right, this can't be a 3 because that would make this a 5. If you look this way, that number, yes, this number is the product of those two. Let's just get rid of that colouring because that's dead to us. So the product, sorry, the sum of the two blues is this number because it's adding 2 in that direction. So actually, we can take 6 out of these possibilities since we got 8 out of these, yes. Now, that's so strange. This one is adding those two. And if this was a 3, that would be a 5. Then these 3 would be 10, and that 3 would be the X sum clue, so these would have to say 10, and they're not allowed to. And the same's true up there. So neither of these can be a 3, and now we have a 4-5 pair. This is a 6-7 pair. I hope this is right. I think it is. One direction we have 6-2-4, and in the other we have 7-2-5. And in the 6-2-4 direction, we know the total because we're going on to another 6, and it would be 18. So one of these two arrows has an 18 number on it with a 9 in its circle because 1 and 8 is 9. And the other arrow, let's say it's this way, 5, 2, 7, 7, that's 21, plus another digit. Oh, bother. Well, I mean, it's good in the sense that it works, but that other digit, well, no, it probably can't be anything. So let's just try and work that out. This digit would be the units digit of a sum that is adding either 6 or 7 cells this way. Oh, this is bonkers. Right, so let's work out what the 6 sum is adding that way, because we know that is the one that goes 8, 1, 9. So the 6 sum would be adding 6, 6, 2, 4, that's 18, plus 8 and 1, 27. And the diagonals are straight enough for that to be the case. So one of these is a 27 arrow, adding up to 9 in the circle again. And the other one is adding 7, 7, 2, 5, that's 21, plus 20 something, 23, plus 2 more cells. I don't know. We kind of run out of any certainty, I suppose, hence the Heisenbergness. Oh, it's so crazy. How are you meant to really keep track of what's going on? I did say that might be difficult. I didn't think it was going to be this difficult. Ooh, let's have a look at this clue. So that is going to be adding 4 or 5 cells coming down here. Ah, we've got a 1-2 pair there. That is definite. So it can not add more than 5 cells. That is a 3. That's our second digit in the grid. That's a really random place to find it. Because these 5 cells are going to have to add up to at least 30. Because these tens digits are definitely 1 and 2. Now, I think I should take those 8s out of the centre and put them as corner marks, and the same with those 9s, just so I can understand what I'm trying to do. One of these is an 8. Now, this total can't now be 4 cells, because the most 4 cells can add up to is 30, and even they wouldn't have a 4 in. So that's the 5. We've done it. Now, this is really important. That means this is the 6, and that's a 6. This is a 7. And now on this diagonal, we know what we're doing. This is the one where coming this way, we're adding those to make 18. So we can fill in 1 8 there. And that's a 9 in the circle. Right, so I'm getting rid of those. This becomes a 2, because as we look this way, we've got 21 plus that to make this number. Well, that's quite interesting. I mean, this is a bit constrained. So 21 plus what? So those are the Sudoku possible numbers straight away. There they all are. But this can't be 26 or 28. It obviously can't be 30. So that takes out some of the possibilities. Not many. Oh, this is done, isn't it? Because this arrow is adding 6. It's going to be 27, I think. 18, 26, 27. It is. This is done. 27 with a 9 in the circle. That's what was contributing those corner marks. Now, this hasn't been quite as helpful as I expected, but what is this number? Oh yes, we've got this constraint on this number as well. So let's say this could be 1, 3, 4, or 5. Can't be 7, because that can't be 9. And this now is 3, 5, or 6. It can't be 7 because of that, so that can't be 5. So we are getting quite constrained. This is already 21, so we can't be adding up to 21. So we've only got 2 or 3 more to add in these 5 cells. I should have given them their own colour. And it shouldn't be purple. There we go, orange. And this is a 2 or a 3 to make that total right, I think. 21, 23, or 24, yes. Okay, well, this feels like I've got some breathing room now. And this pair is adding all of these 7 cells. Now, what are they going to add up to? 21 there, plus 2 is 23, plus those 2. Maximum of 32. Is that right? It is right. Those are 21, plus 2 is 23. Maximum there is 4. No, I've added it up wrong. That's okay. 27, and a maximum here of 8 is 35. So these have a maximum total, a maximum 2-digit number of 35, but they end in a 2 or a 3, so it's got to be 32, because we can't start, because we can't start with a 2 because of this. Well, we get 3 in the corner. Now we know 21 there and 2 there, 23. These 2 add up to 9, and this one is 6 or 5, which is a weird pair that has emerged. Those 2, that's just an arrow, so I can put a 5 in there. And we're very good on completing the diagonals in this puzzle, obviously, but it's so strange. Now, I haven't thought about this for a while. This cannot, 5 different digits cannot add up to more than 35, because 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 do add up to 35. So this is a smaller number than 5. Now, 9 must be amongst them, I think, because 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 would only add up to 30. So 9 is in one of those cells. If 8 wasn't in them, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4 adds up to 31. Oh, that is possible. But this is now 4, 5, or 7, because that has to obey the arrow rule. Haven't looked at this baby yet. This digit, though, is quite interesting. No, this is the tens digit. That's the quite interesting one. Now, this could be a 3 again, 30-something. But how would you achieve that? 9, 8, 7 there, and a 9 would just get you to 33. well, this is 1 or 3. We know that as the tens digit. Maybe there's Sudoku that can be done now. Maybe I've done enough. Oh, and this is the X digit, isn't it? I'd forgotten that. Oh, well, this has been completed since we put that 2 in. 52772 is 23, so that's 23. Oh, gosh, I can't even remember. This is exactly the point, keeping track of what's gone. So now, let's hope that makes this add up to 32, 21, 24, 26, 32. I think I've got maths right. Good. Okay, so that's completed. That hasn't changed this, although, well, has it? By Sudoku, there's a 3 somewhere there. Have we got any repeating digits that we can use for Sudoku calculations? Not really many. That's weird, isn't it? We're still going to have to rely on these 2 remaining arrows quite hard. Let's get rid of the colours that we've used already because they're all completely done. All of these sums are right. So I've got one sum going down here, and I know that's 5 long. I've got another one going down here, and I've no idea how long this sum is, except that it's 2 digits, so it's not just one cell. Oh, and okay, so this is now 2 or 4, because that 3 has ruled that out, and this is the X digit. So if it was 2, that would be, oh, well, the only 2-digit number you could add up to is 10 or 11. And neither of those are legal within the same box in Sudoku. So that is not a 2, that is a 4. We are adding all the yellow digits. I don't know whether we're going to get to a number between 12 and 19, or can we get up to 31? 987, no we can't. We could only get up to 28, so that's a 1. And that probably, I was going to say maybe it can't be a 9 anymore. No, I don't have that info. These are consecutive. What can this be? This has actually got quite a few digits ruled out. 3, 6, 8, and I can't put 9 in because that is bigger. I can't put 8 in because that can't be 9. And I can't put 3 in because that can't be 4. So that is just done. Now these yellows have to add up to 16. These yellows in this box have to add up to 12. I want to say they can't include a 2. Which makes it interesting, makes it useful. Does. Right, I'm thinking that the purple can't include a 2, but let me just do the maths on that. If you put a 2 in here, the maximum sum 98562 would be 30. Yes, you cannot put a 2 there. By Sudoku you can't put one there or there. So there's no 2 in this yellow group adding up to 12. And they can't be 3, 4, 5, because neither of those digits can be 3 or 5. So there must be a 1 in this group, and it's in one of those cells. It's a much worse state for the purple if 1 was there. So there is a 1. This can't be 9 anymore, because you'd need a 2 in one of those, and that can't go there. So this is where the 9 goes. Wow. So we need another pair adding up to 11, starting with possibly 8 here, quite likely 8. 765 could be 4, can't be 2. So that's 4 or 8. This is either a 146 triple or a 18. No. We've got to make them add up to 12. 147 triple or 138 triple. Wow. And this group, now what's going on here? If that was a 4, then these would add up to 24. This would have to be an 8 and that a 2. So there is an 8 in one of those cells. And if this was an 8, we're up to 28 plus, that's not allowed to be a 3, it could be a 4, but it can't be a 6. So this is always a 4-8 pair in these, and that is always a 2, I think. I'm going to do that maths again. Yeah, 32. 32 is the sum. So that's a 5 in the circle. Wow, and that's almost all the arrows done. I can take out the purple colouring. I've just got this yellow to go. These 3 have to add up to 12, and that's the end. That's the end of, not the world as we know it, but the end of the special rules, which have been brilliantly applied in this puzzle. I'm really lost in admiration for how this has worked already. Right, now let's see if there's any stings in the tail. We've got a 7. I'm not seeing a lot of brilliant Sudoku straight away. But that's probably just my own deficiency. 3, 5, 2, there's got to be a 4 in one of those. 5, 2, 6, 3, 1. So that's an 8-4 pair. That is a naked 4, in fact, and that gets an 8 there. This is a 3-5 pair that I can't resolve. 6, 8, 4, 5, 2, 3. That's 1 or 9. That's 7 or 9. Now there's an 8 in one of those two by Sudoku. 1, 6, 7, 4. There's a 2 right there in box 6. And in one of those two in box 4. 9 has to be in one of those cells in box 6, so that's now a 1. Oh, look, there's a 1. Is that a genuine 1-7 pair? I didn't notice that. When I put in the 1-7 pair in the column, I didn't realize it was forming 1-7 pair. That's huge. Now that sorts out the 12 sum, and all my yellows are done, and all of my X sum clues are done, and this is a 7. Right, that's a 4. Oh, this is going to help. Right, definitely is going to help. 2, 5, 9, 6, 9 there, 8 and 4. I mean, this might just be a fill-in exercise from here on, which I do not mind at all, because my brain does feel almost exactly as I thought, quite frazzled by keeping all of that recursion and bouncing back on each other stuff in my head. 5, 9, 6, 2, 4, 7. That's 3, that's 8, that's 1, that's 8, that's 9. Lots of this is getting done. That is an I-wing 1, 8 and 4 like that. 6, 7, 9. That must be 7. And I'm left with a 6, 9 pair. And something's gone wrong here because I got 2 9s in the top row. So we will just go through that a bit more slowly. I'm already fixing 9. That's a 1. Okay, that's all right. 6, 8, 9 here must go like that. And this is a 4, 7 pair. And I tried to impose a 4, 8 pair there before. Phew! That was a terrifying moment. But kept calm, saved the day. Well, didn't. Just messed up the day originally. Now, that is a naked 3. Look, you can see exactly what this greater than sign is doing. It's fixing this little deadly pattern, which is nice. Glad to get that resolved and even understand why it's there. 4, 5, 5, 4, and we finish off with a 5 and a 2. Isn't that brilliant? That is brilliant. Not so much, I mean, it's a bit of a head wrecker, but I really enjoyed that sort. It's brilliant because of the paucity of clues in the grid, the absolute dearth of information, no given digits. Just those, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 arrows doing those double jobs brilliantly. And then a little deadly pattern to clear up with a greater than sign. I love it. That's so clever, Randall. Well done. Really good puzzle, really fun to do, and a delight to bring it to you. Not maybe deserving of Heisenberg, because I don't know. I mean, there was some uncertainty at the beginning, but there always is. But it was very clever. Thanks for watching, as always, on the channel, and we'll hope to see you again soon. Well, tomorrow, hopefully. Bye for now.